Hello Libra, Elsie here to do a reading for you friends. It is for the week ahead. Let's find out what's going on for you. We're doing a 9-card draw this week and we'll find out what is coming up in the week ahead for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. How are you my beautiful friends, my Venusian cousins? I'm a Venus sign as well. I think Venus is in Leo right now if I'm not mistaken. Let me find out what is going on here for you. Don't forget, private reads are open and I am caught up. So if you're interested, you know where to go. Check the pinned comment. Let's find out what's going on for you, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We're looking at the Two of Wands. Why is that? We've got the Three of Pentacles. And we've got the Moon card. Interesting. Do you know what this is telling me? It does feel like there is someone or something you want to build. Like you want to build with someone. It feels like you're building something. Or the Three of Pentacles could also be like a partnership. It feels like you're trying to make a decision. It feels like you're stuck in your decision, by the way, because the Moon is here. I feel like you're trying to make a decision or a plan to get someone into a partnership. It could be a business partnership, but it also could be, I want to know more about you, get to be your friend, we'll practice cooperation, collaboration. This could be a network, this could also be the workplace. The Moon energy is here. Things are not as they seem. So I'm going to say that I feel like you are about to make a decision to leave the crossroads. For me, when I see the Two of Wands, I'm looking for the Ace of Wands next, because that's the action that you need to take to get away from being stuck. So I feel like you're trying to make a decision is what it feels like here about whether there is enough value or worth in building something here. It feels like you can't see the answer because things here it feels like things are not as they seem, or it's maybe illusion or fear or both clouding your judgment. Tell me more about Libra. We have the Seven of Cups. Making this decision is something that I feel is overwhelming when your emotions get involved. It feels like it's overwhelming because you really can't see the outcome. It almost feels like I'm making a decision, but I'm making it with only part of the data. Three of Pentacles. Based on, what I know about this person so far. I don't really know much about them or about the job. We've got Pentacles here. Am I looking through rosy colored glasses? Like, are you looking through rosy colored glasses? It feels like you're about to make a decision without maybe all the facts because you're feeling something. We have the Two of Swords. Yeah, you definitely are at a crossroads, friend. So we do have the Two of Swords here. I want to say that you want to be sure that whatever decision you make is not going to ruin your balance or flip your balance. I feel like with this Two of Swords here, you might be missing something. I feel like the universe is trying to force you into your intuition. So if you're really good with your intuition, great. If you're not, I think you're feeling overwhelmed emotionally because this person has their eyes covered. It feels like you're trying to feel it out, but you're confused in your emotions and how you feel about the situation. It might be because you really don't know if this is an illusion. Is there something that I'm missing? Like, that's what it feels like with the Two of Swords. Two Swords at the center of the reading really gives us the energy of this is what the reading is about. It's about you making a decision at the crossroads really hard because it's not just like, okay, I'm going to make this decision. It's like, if I go this way, I'm cutting that out. And if I go that way, I'm cutting this out. It's a really important decision, and they all are, I'm sure, but you're not only just here with a plan, but you're here with this, if I make a decision, I could be making the wrong decision because I can't really see the outcome. There you are. So I really do feel that you must lean into your justice energy. Can there be justice in the Moon energy? I would say yes. For those of you who have a really good intuition and you trust the inner you, I feel like something here is going to end well, I would say, because justice is here. You will get your justice. It feels like you're worried about karma and how that's going to balance in your life. we've got both here with Libra and energy, and it feels like that's your biggest worry. If I do decide to go forward and I don't quite see the outcome of the situation of what I'm building here, whether that's a friendship, a group of people in a community, maybe it's a romantic thing, I feel like somebody here feels so overwhelmed by their emotions that they're unable to get clear about whether this is going to rock their balance or not. I feel with the Justice card here that somebody will do the right thing here, and it feels like that there will be balance and harmony, even though you can't see it yet. Tell me what else is going on here. Okay, so the King of Cups on board now. And so it does feel like you try not to let it show on the surface that you're really confused emotionally about what decision to make. Should I go with the plan? Should I just sit here and just wait? Like, it feels like you don't really know what you want. I think you know what you want. You want to keep things in balance emotionally. I think you want to make the right decision and go with your plan. But I also feel like you have to cut something out in order to get your balance. Tell me more. We have the Tower in the reverse. I think you're worried about everything imploding. Or what if it doesn't work out? And that's why you're holding back. The Tower in the reverse for me is, I think you're really worried. Because the Moon is here and the Tower is here and the Tower's in reverse, I think you're worried that something here is going to surprise you. It's going to surprise you and it's going to rock your balance, and then you're going to be in some sort of emotional overload or overwhelm. So I think right now you're trying to keep how you feel about the situation under the surface. There's somebody here that you're not allowing to see how you feel about something. You're only allowing them to see this Libra energy where I'm in balance, but it feels like you're trying to protect your heart. You're trying to protect from getting hurt. Yeah, the Tower in the reverse is a little bit of nervous energy because the Moon is here. What if it doesn't work out? What if it just implodes? I feel like that's why you're hesitating to make the decision to cut something out, because it's a permanent decision, it feels like. I'm going to put 2 cards down at the bottom here to see what's underneath the surface that you don't see quite yet. Let's see what's going on here. We've got the Fool. Okay, there we go. That is why you're a little bit nervous, because you know that you'll be jumping into something, into a place where you've never been before. So although it's exciting, it's also a little bit terrifying. Now I'm going to say this. It feels like you've grown. I'm going to say you've grown up, you've grown intellectually, you've grown in wisdom. It feels like you're not the person you were back there. I don't know what I'm saying. You're not the person you were back there, if that's your worry. Have I learned enough? Will I be able to deal with it if it doesn't work out? I feel like you're ready to jump into something, but please understand that I don't think you've promised anyone that you'll jump in anywhere. I think this is something that's going on in your head. Like, you're not telling anyone about it. You're not letting it be seen above the surface. You're worrying about what if it implodes, because if I make the decision, that means that that's it. I'm not able to go back. I have to cut one thing out for the other. Tell me more. We have the 4 of Coins. So although I think that there is a step you want to take into a new chapter with someone, something, a job, something like that, it feels as though you haven't quite made your decision, because if I can hold down the 3 of Pentacles, this person's literally holding down 3 Pentacles, the 3 Pentacles is here. If I can hold that down, if we can get into a partnership and I can begin to trust you, trust that you won't rock my balance, that you won't get me out of balance, then maybe I will offer you something. Maybe I will offer, give some sort of offering. But I think it's got to be very organized. Like, I feel like it feels like, when you make a grocery list, and maybe, I don't know if you do this, but I do this. You make a grocery list based on the aisles. When you walk in and everything's there, and then you got all the aisles and you're going to go up and down the aisles. It feels like it has to be a very organized decision. You have to know what's going to come. If you're going to take a leap of faith without knowing what the outcome is, I feel like you've hit a crossroads and it's really hard to make a decision. Tell me why the 3 of Pentacles is here. Let's clarify a little bit, Libra. We've got the Knight of Wands. We've got the Ace of Wands. So this is really exciting. But again, look, the Knight of Wands is showing up. And who's that? Right? That's the person who doesn't give much stability. It feels like the earth moving under your feet. It feels like somebody here, you think this might start to move too quickly, like it'll be a runaway train or a runaway ball. It feels like that there is a decision that you're making here, and I think you're making it out of hoping that it's going to balance itself out, that this is going to be Four of Wands, celebratory, maybe we'll move in together. Maybe you're thinking of taking something to the next level. This does feel like it's about a person and not about a job. It does feel like you do want to take something to the next level, but you're nervous. If you do it, it's going to be out of pure adrenaline and ego, which is the Knight of Wands. I'm just going to have to run at it, and that's it. The thing is I think you are excited about it, but excited and exhilarated and terrified that something isn't going to work out, and it's going to result in you having rocked your balance. We do have the Ace of Coins, and that is what I was talking about here. Holding down the Three of Pentacles first with partnership, getting to know you, building things slow, and then maybe I'll give you an offer, and then the offer shows up here. So it does feel like you've changed. I'm going to say that you've done a lot of work on yourself. It feels like there's been transformation within you, that you're very busy. You're a person who is looking back at how far you've come. And I think that's really valuable to you because the Ace of Pentacles is here. You really value the abundance that you're about to create and how far you've come to get to this place. So I feel like you feel like I could be giving up a lot of things if I just willy-nilly jump off the end, jump off the edge of the cliff here and take a leap of faith. I don't think you're willing to do that at this time. What's under the surface is it does feel like you're kind of holding back a little bit here. I think this is twofold. You're holding on tight to the hope that you can take the leap, but you're also holding back from taking the leap. So I don't feel like you've made a decision here just yet. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but that's exactly the feeling I'm getting from it. We've got the Seven of Cups here with Temperance. Okay, well, there's your answer, friend. If you come to the place where you're about to take the leap and you're nervous about it and you still don't have your answer, do not leap. If you have finally come to this place with Temperance, this moment of alchemy, where everything feels great, feels maybe not exactly perfect, but you're sure, you're not nervous, you're not thinking of all the catastrophe things that will happen, I feel like that's when you will know. That's when you will know if you're ready to take this leap or not. The Magician is in the reverse, and I think that that's the scariest part, because the Magician in the reverse to me is manipulation. Is someone trying to manipulate you? I don't think you want to be emotionally manipulated. And so I think you're relying on the universe at this point. The High Priestess is here. You're staying quiet. You haven't given an answer. You're not talking to people about it. It feels like you're trying to work out something. It feels like when I see the High Priestess and the Seven of Cups, it gives me the feeling in my belly, the feeling of falling. And so I feel you could be falling in love, falling in emotion, that maybe the Seven of Cups weakens your position just a little bit. The Temperance is here. You want something to be, you want to be able to be absolutely sure that this is for you. But when the Magician shows up in the reverse and all the cards around it are like water or intuition, it feels like you're worried that you'll be manipulated like you were back there. We see the fox looking in the past. So I'm going to say that I feel like something that terrible happened back there, that your heart really got smashed. Maybe you got a divorce. Something here didn't work out in a relationship. It does feel relationship related to me because the King of Cups is here. And I feel like you don't tell people about that, but I feel like you remember how that really got you really out of balance. And now that you finally come into your balance and you're looking back there to see how far you've come, I don't think that you want to rock that balance by taking some sort of crazy leap into something that you're not sure is going to work out or not, because the Moon energy is here. We've got, the Ace of Cups is in the reverse. So you're not sure how you feel about the situation. I feel like you want to be absolutely and positively sure. It feels as though you're saying, bring me more information. Give me more information and I'll make my decision based on facts and details without the emotions. I feel like that's why the Ace of Cups is in the reverse. You're thinking about it logically. Libra, I think you're thinking, well, if emotions weren't involved, what decision would I make? If this was just a logical decision, is it the best decision for me if feelings weren't involved? And I feel like the King of Swords is saying, look, you have all the details. You have all the facts. There are no more details and facts. That if you're trying to take the feelings out of it, that's fine. But I feel like when you take the feelings out of it, you have enough information by which you can stay in balance. You are going to get your justice, friend. Like, I really do feel that you are, because justice is in the upright and the Six of Swords is here. I feel like emotions, for yourself, emotions make you feel a little bit chaotic, and you would rather rely on swords, information, intellectual things. You would rather think things out and come to a decision based on facts and details without the emotions involved. I really do feel that you will get your justice, but look, you got to be more open than the Ace of Cups in the reverse. I feel you're carrying an old wound, or you're remembering the past where you got hurt back there. This is the fear, the Tower in the reverse, an impending switch up. It almost feels like somebody's like, oh yeah, but then what if they surprise me with something that I overlooked in the details? What if I didn't, the contract, right? Maybe it's a contract and you're somebody who is signing a contract for something big, a book, maybe you're in a band. It feels like you're signing a contract, whether that is being with somebody, relationship. It feels like you're signing a contract here and you're really worried that this thing is not going to work out the way you want it to, that maybe you've missed a glaring detail because you were busy feeling your feelings. Tell me about the Tower in reverse. It's the most Libra thing I've ever said. Busy feeling your feelings. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles is here. Okay, so you're trying to look at it very practically. Should I just leave this thing? Should I just stay on the outside looking in? Should I just leave it where it is? We've got the Queen of Swords. Look at that. You're getting all the Libra energies involved here. Libra, Libra, Libra. Let's just stack some Virgo on top of that, and then some Pisces energy. Okay, so I feel that you feel that there is illusion in emotion, because I feel like it didn't work out for you back there. We have this Knight of Cups, which tells me you are feeling feelings, that there are romantic feelings under the surface here. But I do feel that you're trying to intellectualize it, trying to put it in a box somewhere in your head and say, I'm just going to put the emotions over there and I'm going to look at this logically. You're wondering if you should just not attempt it at all. Maybe I'll just be more comfortable, even though it's a little cold out there. Maybe if I just stay on the outside looking in, that's the more practical thing to do. The Queen of Swords is here with the Knight, because I think that the Knight of Cups being Neptunian energy, it clouds the waters just a little bit. I think you feel that your emotions are clouding your judgment. We've got the Eight of Cups here. So the Eight of Cups, I feel is, I guess I could just walk away, but I don't want this to totally implode my life. It feels like a contract, a relationship contract, a contract with your work, a contract with a new business. Maybe you're a contractor. It feels like you're signing a tender. It's legal and binding. It could be a marriage, but it feels more like, once I step off the edge, is my balance going to remain? Is what it feels like here. The Eight of Cups tells me, I suppose I could just walk away from it right now and be a little bit heartbroken. But then it's like, then what happens? The Five of Wands is here. I feel like if you walk away, it'll be because of indecision and you don't want to have a repeat of what happened back there. I feel like somebody here gives you really good reciprocal energy. It feels like whatever you give them, they give back. But that's Pentacles. It's practical. It's not emotions. So let's go into the extended and let's figure out what exactly is going on here. If you're interested in joining us, please look at the pinned comment, which is above all of the comments. You will see there a link for the membership area, which is all the extendeds go if you're interested in doing that. And if you're interested in a private read, please click on the link to Hypsee. You'll be able to look at all my prices, all my packages, and my time frames. And right now I'm kind of caught up. So if you're interested in getting a reading back sooner than later, I can do that for you. I'm going to go into the extended. Thank you for following me, Libra. If you do, and if you don't, that's all right, because I'll be back with another free reading. I'll be back because I'm always back. Take care, Libra. I'm out. Bye-bye.